Coming up next, your next comic is the host of Ground Floor, second Friday of every month over at Hotel Vegas. You guys know Hotel Vegas? Hotel Vegas is great. Go watch some comedy on the East Side, second Friday of every month. But watch him right now. Make some noise for Taylor Dowdy.
Give it up for Brendan and Duncan, everybody. Let them hear it. He was correct. My name is Taylor. I'm not happy about it. I'm not. That's a dumb name. I wish I had a cooler name. I don't know. Something like Wild Bill Hickok or Gary would be better than Taylor. I will admit, though, that Taylor is like better than what I used to go by, because I used to go by my initials. My middle name's Charles. So I went by TC for years. And then one day at college, I was walking down the hallway and I ran into a girl who I liked and I knew was going to be in my class. So I stuck my hand out to introduce myself, you know, like a gentleman. And I was like, hi, my name's TC. She didn't even look at me. She was like, TC, what does that stand for? Tiny cock? And she just kept walking. Oh yeah, destroyed my entire college experience. The only thing I could think to say to her as she was walking away from me was, no. And I started weeping into a $200 women's studies textbook. That's all I could do. Two things happened on that day. One, dropped out of that class because I learned everything I need to know. And two, TC the boy died and Taylor the man was born. Started driving a Mercury Cougar. I got a divorce. I was never married to begin with. I just got it on the books. You gonna need this, boys. I don't know, you guys. My life's gotten a lot better, though. I'm super excited now because I'm in the market for a new car. And the reason I'm excited is because now I may finally get a chance to buy a car from the one guy I've always wanted to buy a car from. And that's Scott Elder. You know, the man, the myth, you call him what you want. I call him the Wheel Wizard. If you don't know who Scott Elder is, he's a local car salesman whose radio and TV ads sound as if a circus clown's suicide note came to life. That's what it sounds like. It's very happy and bubbly, but dark and sinister at the same time. You're like, I don't think I should be laughing at this. And he speaks with no confidence, and only in terms that poor people can understand. So you just be driving around in your car, right? You got the radio on, and all you hear is, Scott Elder here. Do you have a pickle? I guess. How about a nickel? Well, come on down to the dealership with a jar full of either one of those two very different things. And we can get you behind the wheel of this 97 Dodge Neon that you've always been dreaming about. So every commercial that comes on is weirder and the car gets shittier. I love it. Because the next commercial that comes on is, Scott Elder here, do you have all your fingers? Well, if you do, prove it by coming on down to the dealership and putting your hands at 10 and 2 on this 2003 PT Cruiser that we just rescued from a church fire. The guy's just selling melted cars, man. It's insane. I don't trust him. Scott Elder here. I once shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Know what I'm talking about? Well, if you do, bring that stack of Johnny Cash on down to the dealership, where if you or a loved one is a suspect in the murder investigation in the state of Nevada, we can get you behind the wheel of this swamp boat that I just filled with bones and gator eggs. Now he's just being weird and hyperbolic. What's the APR financing on that boat, by the way? I'm on fucking foot right now. I need a ride, man. I'm from a rusticy place, much like Texas. We've got racism and wagon wheels. We got it all, baby. I'm from Wyoming, and being from Wyoming, yeah, I heard a couple of, like, that well-deserved. Being from Wyoming made me feel like I was, like, kidnapped as a child by redneck pirates and held captive for 18 years of my life. And forced to live on a strict diet of ranch dressing and the hatred of long words. It's what sustains them. It's what sustains them. It's ridiculous. Wyoming is, if you've never been there or if you ever wanted to go, you only need to know one thing. It's fucking gross. Wyoming state flag is just an autographed Toby Keith poster. That's all it is. And we gotta keep replacing them because the collectors keep pulling them down. It's ridiculous. Wyoming is like, it's the last wild country in America, right? It's like the least populated state. We got bears, right? The wildest part of Wyoming, by far, has got to be the incest. I'll say that. I'm going on the books right now. It got so bad that in the 8th grade, my school had an assembly to tell us not to fuck our families. That's what... Oh, yeah. Welcome to Wyoming, where all the babies look like gross pumpkins. That's what Wyoming is. It's ridiculous. So gross. Looking back on it now, man, like, you couldn't walk a mile through my hometown without hearing the faint banjo in the distance. I thought they were bluegrass fans. Turns out they were setting the mood. That's all they were doing. It's horrific. I was sitting in the audience, right, as like a 9-year-old kid, and I turned to my friend who didn't know what incest was, and I was like, what is this? And he goes, I don't know. Turned to my friend on my left, and I said, what is this? And he goes, I don't know what the big deal is. Fucking gross. Half the student body was confused for the very right reasons, and the other half was confused for the wrong reasons. Kid on the right was like, I don't know what incest is, but I'm gonna wait till I get married to do it. And then the kid on the left was like, I don't understand what the big deal is. What's next? You gonna tell us we can't smell mama's hair no more? It sucks. My sister's spit tastes like mine. It's hard to find things in common with people. I told you Wyoming's fucking gross, man. There was a lot of hearts broken on that day in the great North Country. Sorry, Jennifer, we're gonna have to break it off. Court orders. See you at breakfast. That was a lot of that. There's a lot of that. A lot of that info going on. I did something to myself a couple of weeks ago that I'm not proud of, and I've only read about or seen in documentaries. I shaved my eyebrows off. I did it. I did it. The two guys that I remember hearing this about was Syd Barrett from Pink Floyd and Charles Manson. Good crew, right? Syd Barrett did it because he had schizophrenia, he had a problem, and Charles did it because he had a couple of good ideas. Am I right? I'm not right. No, not at all. Well, I was sitting at home, right, and I was watching, like, UFO conspiracy documentaries because there's no woman in my life. There's nobody telling me not to do that. So I'm, like, watching this, and they're, like, interviewing this dude, and he was like, yeah, man, the aliens beamed me up, covered me in goo, and probed me sexually. And I was sitting there, like, jealous, and I was like, man, this guy's getting more action in space than I am on Earth right now. I was rooting for him. I was like, get those star kisses, dude. And I was touching my face, and I could feel like a super long eyebrow hair, and I was like, not on my Saturday. So I paused it, and I went to the bathroom, and I guess my depth perception wasn't completely dialed in all the way, because I just took a pair of scissors, and I went for it. And I was like, fuck no, my mediocre face, what have I done? So I did the only thing that anybody would do. I grabbed my roommate's beard trimmer, and I took a little off the top, and I was like, that's even fucking worse. So I had to finish it off. So if you were a fly on the wall in my apartment on that Saturday, what it looked like happened is I got done watching UFO shows, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna go shave my eyebrows off, and I'm gonna yell at the wife I don't have, honey, where's the tinfoil? I'm gonna need a hat. Bust out that typewriter. I feel a manifesto coming on. It was ridiculous. I celebrated my birthday recently. Hey. That's the greatest response for a 32-year-old man's birthday. Like, hey. Love that. I love my birthday because I share my birthday with two very famous stand-up comedians. That makes me feel very cool. One of them is Bill Hicks, who we all know and love, right? And the other is Todd Glass. Todd's not nearly as famous as Bill, but in the stand-up comedy world, he's a big deal. I got to meet Todd one time after a show. I'm sitting at a table, and Todd walks up. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't be like, hey, man, I do what you do, but worse. I couldn't say that. So I went with the birthday thing. I was like, hey, man, we got the same birthday. I was all doughy-eyed, and he was like, December 16th? And I was like, yeah, man, you, me, and Bill Hicks. And he just goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure other people have that birthday. And he just laughed. I was like, no, Todd, please, God damn it. Great, one of my heroes thinks I'm a fucking idiot. He thinks I think only 3 people were born on a day. It's ridiculous. I've been emailing Todd frantically for 2 years. Like, I'm not stupid, dude, I swear. Thank you guys so much. Give it up for BKO and Duncan.